Henry was standing in the garden sadly when his mobile phone rang. There was an unknown number on the screen. Henry received the call. "Hello," a girl's voice rang in his phone. "My name is Sunana. The company in which you had applied for the job, I'm talking about the HR of that company. I want to tell you that you have been selected. You have to come for the interview." Henry happily said on the phone, "When and where do I have to come for the interview?" "Tonight at 8 o'clock. WhatsApp." At 8 o'clock in the night, Henry was standing in front of a deserted building. That's when Henry's phone rang. It was Sunana's number. Henry received the call. "Hello. Come to the 4th floor. The interviews are going on there." Saying this, Sunana hung up the phone. In a short while, Henry was sitting in a room in front of a girl. He was sitting in front of a girl that was staring at her with her big eyes. Sunana said in a strange manner, "My first question is that, if you find out that someone is going to kill you right now, what will you do?" "Obviously, I will save my life and run away. But unfortunately, you will not be able to run away." Sunana had said this much. That's when his face turned black, his eyes turned yellow, and he himself turned into a terrifying-looking girl. Seeing this, Henry screamed in terror. Henry quickly got up and ran outside. But the very next moment, that terrifying girl grabbed Henry from behind like an animal. Henry's scream shattered the silence. Priya was sitting sad in her room. When his elder brother Niranjan entered his room and asked, "What's the matter, Priya? I've been watching you for 3 days. Why are you so tense? Is everything all right?" "Brother, I don't know anything about my friend Henry. He went for an interview. He has not returned since then. His family is now in a horrible state of grief and sorrow. Have they called the company's HR? But how do you know?" "Because for some time now, if an unemployed man applies for a job at a company, he is getting called by an HR, and that HR is and interviews her. While she goes for the interview, she doesn't come back. I have heard similar rumors." Having witnessed this, Niranjan walked out of the house. After Niranjan walked out of the house, Priya took her scooter and walked out. All of a sudden, the doorbell rang. Priya received the call. "Hello, who is this?" In the phone sounded like she had a phone call. "Hello. Congratulations, AB select interview." All of a sudden, Priya got the idea of her brother. "Look, I'm in a very tension right now. I can't come for an interview. My friend Henry also went for an interview but hasn't come home yet. Your friend Henry has gone to America for a training of the company." Priya was shocked to hear this, and she said, "What? How do you know?" "Because he had also applied for a job in our company. And I had interviewed him. If you can't come today, then someone else will be selected in your place." No. Tell me, where do I have to come?" "I have sent the location of the interview to your WhatsApp." "Yeah. What are you trying to say?" "Priya did tell me." That's when Sunana's face turned into a vicious girl. After a while, Priya's scream echoed in that building. When Priya didn't come back home at night, her brother Niranjan was very worried. He was in a state of tension and was sitting at the police station when Inspector Kadam told Inspector Niranjan, "Security, what's the matter, sir? Why are you so worried?" "My sister has been missing for a few days, Kadam. Maybe she went out with her friends?" "No, Kadam. When I met Priya for the last time, she was very upset about her friend Henry's disappearance. Sir, you know what's going on in the city right now. An unemployed boy and girl gets a call from an HR. She calls them for an interview. And after that, those kids never come back home. What if Priya a few days ago, Priya told us that she had applied for a job at Digumbar Export Company. After hearing Inspector Niranjan, Sub-Inspector Kadam says in front of a file Inspector Niranjan, "Sir, in the last 6 months, all the people who have gone missing Digumbar Export Company." Henry was standing sadly in the garden when his mobile rang. There was a nameless number on the mobile screen. Henry received the call. Hello, a girl's voice came on the phone. My name is Emma. I am talking about the company in which you had applied for a job. I want to tell you that you have been selected. You have to come for the interview. Henry said happily on the phone, when and where do I have to come for the interview? Tonight at 8 o'clock. I have sent the location on your WhatsApp. At 8 o'clock in the night, Henry was standing in front of a deserted building when Henry's phone rang. It was Emma's number. Henry received the call. Hello, come to the 4th floor, the interviews are going on there. Saying this, Emma disconnected the phone. In a short while, Henry was sitting in a room in front of a girl, who was staring at him with her big eyes. Emma spoke in a strange tone. My first question is that if you come to know that right now someone is going to kill you, what will you do? Obviously, I will run to save my life, but unfortunately you will not be able to run away. Emma had just said this much. Then her face turned black. Her eyes turned yellow and she herself turned into a terrifying-looking girl. Seeing this, Henry screamed in terror. Henry quickly got up and ran outside, but the next moment that terrifying girl caught Henry from behind like an animal. Henry's scream tore through the silence. Amelia was sitting sadly in her room. Just then her elder brother Theodore came to her room and said, "What's the matter, Amelia? I have been observing you for 3 days. Why are you so tensed? Is everything all right?" Bia, there is no news of my friend Henry. He had gone for an interview. After that he did not return. His family members are crying a lot. Did he receive a call from the HR of a company? But how do you know? Because sometimes when an unemployed boy applies for a job in a company, he gets a call from someone and that HR calls him for an interview. That person goes for the interview but does not return. I have heard similar rumors. Saying this, Theodore left the house. After Theodore left, Amelia had gone some distance from the house on her scooty when her mobile rang. Amelia received that call. Hello, who is on the phone? The voice of the same girl Emma came. Hello, my name is Emma. A few days ago you had applied for a job in a company. Congratulations, you have been selected. You have to come for the interview. Suddenly Amelia's brother's words echoed in her mind. Look, I am very tensed right now. I cannot come for the interview. My friend Henry also went for the interview but has not returned home yet. Your friend Henry has gone to America for company training. Hearing this, Amelia was shocked and she said, how do you know? Because he had also applied for a job in our company and I had taken his interview. If you cannot come today, then someone else will be selected in your place. No, tell me where to come. I have sent the location of the interview on your WhatsApp. After this, the phone got disconnected. At 8 in the night, Amelia was sitting in front of Emma inside a deserted building. Excuse me, but I cannot see anyone in this building. No one is visible after death. What do you want to say? Amelia had just said this when Emma's face changed into a terrifying girl's. After some time, Amelia's scream echoed in the building. Amelia did not return home at night, so her brother Theodore got very worried. He was sitting in the police station in a worried state when Sub-Inspector Kadam said to Inspector Theodore, "What's the matter, sir? Why are you so worried?" "My sister has been missing for a few days, Kadam. Maybe she has gone out somewhere with her friends?" "No, Kadam. When I last met Amelia, she was very upset because her friend Henry was missing." "Sir, you know what is going on in the city at this time. Unemployed boys and girls get a call from some HR. She calls them for an interview and then after that those children never come to their home. Some days ago Amelia had told me that she had applied for a job in Digumbar Export Company. After listening to Inspector Theodore, Sub-Inspector Kadam puts a file in front of Inspector Theodore and says, "Sir, all the people who have gone missing in the last 6 months had applied for a job in Digumbar Export Company and each of them got a call from Digumbar Export Company for an interview with an ER appointed by them. They went for the interview but did not return just like Henry. And the most important thing is that when I called Dagumbar personally, he told me that his company has not appointed any girl for HR. So this means that some serial killer or some Emma is committing such crimes by becoming a fake ER of Dagumbar Export Company. Anyway, you become a common man and apply for a job in Dagumbar Export Company. On Inspector Theodore's advice, Sub-Inspector Kadam did exactly the same, and on the third day, the Sub-Inspector's mobile started ringing. The number was numbered by Sub-Inspector Kadam. He received the call. Hello, who is speaking? I am Emma speaking. I have selected you for the job you had applied for. But you have to come for an interview. Okay, when, where, and at what time do I have to come? I have sent the location on your WhatsApp at 8 p.m. tonight. Sub-Inspector Kadam immediately went to Inspector Theodore. I have seen the location, sir. The location is of a building which is lying deserted for years. This means the matter is serious. I will also come with you. Inspector Theodore went straight to that deserted building with Sub-Inspector Kadam. Just then Sub-Inspector William Mobile rang. It was Emma call. Hello, I am standing below the building. Come to the 4th floor. After some time, Sub-Inspector Kadam was sitting in a room in front of a beautiful girl. That girl was staring at Sub-Inspector Kadam with her big eyes. As far as I know, this building has been lying vacant for years, and neither do I see any employee of your company here. If you want to meet all my employees, then they are in this room. But I can't see anyone here, and suddenly the room was engulfed in darkness. The next moment, there were a lot of dead bodies lying in that room in front of Sub-Inspector Kadam. Then Emma's face changed into that of a terrified girl. You came here to arrest me. Foolish human souls can never be arrested. Saying this, Emma rushed towards Sub-Inspector Kadam. Inspector William's heart-rending scream reached Inspector Theodore's ears. Inspector Theodore ran out of that room. We came inside and found the dead body of Sub-Inspector Kadam lying in a very bad condition, and a very scary-looking girl was laughing. Then she looked at Inspector Theodore and said, Today I have got 2 victims. Who are you? Emma. HR Emma. When I was unemployed, I came to this building to give an interview for ER in Dagumbar Export Company, but I was rejected. I pleaded a lot in front of them, but they did not listen to me even once. I could not see my family hungry. That is why I committed suicide by jumping from this building. Why are you killing innocent unemployed youth? I am not killing them, but recruiting them in my ghost company. After some time, they will finish all the owners of big companies who do not give jobs in the name of unemployed people and poor people. After saying this, she rushed towards Inspector Theodore. But the yellow thread tied on Inspector Theodore's wrist, which was tied by a priest in the temple some time back, started shining. As soon as those rays fell on that terrified girl, she became a pile of tears, screaming, Die, you must die. You have taken everything from me. Now you will never come back, and neither will you be able to take the life of any innocent. After Rajiv and Oliver's marriage, the ritual of bride's Griha Pravesh is going on in Sunshine Villa. Rajiv and Oliver are standing together. Malti performs Oliver's arti. Rajiv's uncle and auntie are standing behind them. Son Oliver, drop this urn from your feet and come inside. Hearing this, Oliver drops the urn from her feet and enters the house. After that, Malti leaves her daughter-in-law and Rajiv inside the room and goes away. At 3 in the night, Ravi and Aradhya are sleeping in their room. Just then Aradhya hears the sound of a girl laughing. When she opens her eyes, she sees that a girl is sitting in a corner of her room and laughing. And her neck is towards the wall. Who are you? Saying this, she gets down from the bed. Saying, Son, Oliver, are you? She puts her hand on the girl's shoulder. The girl suddenly turns towards her and she realizes that it is Oliver. Son, what are you doing here? You should be in your room at this time. Hearing this, Oliver looks at her angrily and throws her on the ground. Then sitting on her chest, she says, Who are you to tell me where I should be? After saying this, Oliver's eyes turn red, making her look scary, and Aradhya screams and closes her eyes. Ravi wakes up hearing her scream, Ravi, save me. He sees that Aradhya is sitting on the ground hiding her face out of fear, and there is no third person there. "Hey, what happened to Aradhya?" Hearing her husband's voice, Aradhya opens her eyes and is surprised to find Oliver missing from the room. The daughter-in-law had come here, and she was looking very scary. When I asked her what she was doing here, she pounced on me to hit me. "What are you saying?" When I opened my eyes, you were lying alone on the floor and the door of the room was also locked from inside, so how can you say that Bahu had come here? She was here to kill me. You must have seen a dream. Bahu must be in her room. Today is the first night of their marriage, so it would not be right to disturb them, otherwise I would take you there right now. Go to the bed and rest. Aradhya's heart does not believe that she must have seen a dream. But still she does not say anything further and quietly lies down on the bed again. After a while, when Ravi is asleep, someone puts a hand on Aradhya's mouth and her eyes open again. She sees that Oliver has put a hand on her mouth and she looks very terrible. Aradhya tries to wake Ravi up, but nothing comes out of her mouth. Before she could speak, Oliver grabs Aradhya's hand and drags her from the tree and takes her out of the room. After coming out of the room, she removes her hand from Aradhya's mouth. "You are not Oliver. Who are you? Why are you after me? I am the same bride whom you called the Bloody Bride. You were dead, right?" Hearing this, Oliver grabs her by the throat and throws her down the stairs. Aradhya screams while falling. The rest of the family also wakes up from their sleep and comes out of their rooms. Before they can reach Aradhya, Oliver disappears from there. When Aradhya regains consciousness, she is lying on the bed in her room. But Aradhya does not make any sound and neither do her hands and legs move. Due to falling from a height, her hands and legs have stopped working and she cannot even speak for a few days. I am prescribing medicines for her. Keep giving them to her on time. Now everyone in the house gets worried and starts taking special care of Aradhya. The next night everyone is sitting in the dining hall for dinner. But Oliver is not seen there. Rajiv's son, Oliver, is still in the room. "Don't you want to have dinner with her?" "Mom, I was sitting alone in the room for a long time doing office work. I thought she would be with you." Malti gets shocked to hear this. "Oh no, Rajiv, I also looked in Aradhya's room, but she is not there either." Everyone gets worried to hear this. And they get up from the dining table and start looking for Oliver. Everyone searches for her in the whole house and finally get tired and gather in the hall. No one knows what is happening in this house. First that accident happened with Aradhya and now no one knows where Oliver has disappeared. While they are still talking to each other, they see all the lights of the house turning on and off on their own. They see Oliver coming down the stairs in her bridal avatar slowly, but her hair is open. "Oliver, where were you? We have been looking for you for so long." Then everyone gets scared seeing her terrifying face. She looks like a witch at this time. "Old woman recognized me." Saying this, Oliver pounces on Malti and bites her neck. Malti screams, and then everyone together rescues Malti from her. "Oliver, what has happened to you? Why are you harming everyone? I am not Oliver. What did you tell me that I am a bloody bride? Remember anything?" Hearing this, Malti remembers who is this girl in front. "What are you saying? Mother last year of Pratap, who lives in our neighborhood, got married to her. After marriage itself, there were fights in that house. The sound of their fights used to echo in the colony every day. But they are the most popular family of the colony. That is why no one used to say anything. One day Pratap shouted very loudly. So some neighbors reached his house running there. They saw that Pratap was lying on the ground and there was a knife in his stomach. This girl named Akshara was standing in front. Everyone thought that she had tried to kill her husband. She was saying that she did not do anything. Pratap is lying, but people started making all kinds of stories. Everyone started calling her the Bloody Bride. And then they handed her over to the police. After going to jail, I committed suicide there, but now I will not leave those people who did not support me. It is not like that, son. After a few days of you going to jail, we came to know the reality of Pratap. Aradhya and I were about to go to the police station to give a statement about you, but Pratap threatened us in front of the whole colony. and said that if anyone says anything against him in front of the police, then he can get him killed with the power of his money. Saying this, Malti consoles him for a long time. She also apologizes to him, hearing which Akshara's soul forgives them. Saying that I am not going to leave this Pratap right now, Akshara leaves Oliver's body and Oliver becomes like before. When Akshara's soul reaches Pratap's house, he is lying on the bed. Seeing Akshara as a bride, he asks, "Hey, who is it?" "Pratap, don't I recognize your bloody bride?" Saying this, she pounces on him and sits on his chest and strangles him. "Hey, what are you doing?" Forgive me, no, forgive me." Pratap screams loudly and dies, and the bloody bride starts laughing loudly.